What is up, everybody? I am NerdRage36, back with another pickups video, and this one is for Retropalooza. That's right, I mentioned it at the beginning of the month after NostalgiaCon, but yes, Retropalooza was at the end of the month. Unfortunately, I was only able to go on day 2 because I had to work on Saturday. But hey, it's whatever. I still got to go. I still saw a lot of cool things. I still talked to a lot of cool people and got some cool pickups, but also some cool information, because I mentioned in the NostalgiaCon video that apparently this Retropalooza was going to be the last one. I was mistaken. It's only going to be the last one for the DFW show. Retropalooza Houston is still going to be going on for the foreseeable future, so I'm probably going to be needing to make some very specific plans to be going to that more often. I did go 2 years ago. I wasn't able to go last year because other reasons. But yeah, it's at least good to know that that's not going to be affected, so I can make plans going forward. So, hey, Star Sailor, might be seeing you a lot more often year after year. But that's besides the point. Although, actually, this is the last DFW show for Retropalooza, but throughout the whole event, like anytime they talked about this being the last one, Jay made it perfectly clear that he is trying to find a more permanent venue for the DFW show, because ever since the venue down in Arlington became some sort of museum or something, like it became like a permanent fixture and couldn't be used for anything anymore. He's just been having a hard time finding venues. I guess Houston is more consistent in that regard. Like, he's able to get the same place every time, I guess. I mean, I've only ever been to one Houston show, so who knows? But fingers crossed that the DFW show continues to live on. I'll put a link to Retropalooza's Instagram down below just so you can keep up with it for anyone who watches me but didn't watch the Game Chasers somehow. But yeah, that's sort of the news on that. Again, fingers crossed that DFW will continue, but at least Houston's still going to be a thing. I did also. It sucks. I missed the Remember Billy tribute panel because that was only on day 1 and I could only go day 2. I would have expected it to be a day 2 thing because it'd be like a way to close things out, but I'm not Jay. I can't control how things go. I just hope that that panel gets I hope it was recorded and it gets uploaded somewhere, whether it was Jay himself or anyone else at the event, but regardless, that wasn't the only thing about Retropalooza before I get into the pickups. I actually saw an Alphaomegasin t-shirt out in the wild. It was really cool seeing another fan, and I don't think he's in the fan Discord, but yes, I am one of the 5 people keeping Alpha's Discord on life support, and I mean, I'm doing these pickups videos because I miss his pickups videos, and I just wanted to carry that on. Again, I respect Alpha for focusing on his personal life, but I mean, is it wrong to miss videos from a creator that you really enjoy and respect? I don't think so, but again, mad respect to Alpha. And actually, I almost forgot. Wow, this was one of the whole reasons I tried talking to Jay at Retropalooza, trying to figure this out. Jay has seen the comments. He is going to do a Where Are They Now with Alpha. When that's going to happen, I have no idea, but it's going to happen. So, and I know that he talked about stuff going on in his life in his Resident Evil 4 remake video back in 2022, but that was at the end of the video, and I don't think most people that complain about him being off the platform had the attention span to watch that far into the video. But yeah, it would be a great video to just point to. It's like, okay, that's what's been going on, that's where he is, whether or not he's going to be uploading anytime soon. So there. So yes, Where Are They Now for Alphaomegasin? Can't wait for it. But with all that out of the way, let's move on to the actual pickups. I got some pretty cool things. Not a whole lot, but definitely stuff I needed and stuff I've been looking forward to trying out. Starting off with Adventure Island 3. I finally got the last one on the NES. The only one I'm missing now is Adventure Island 1 for the Game Boy, which is actually Adventure Island 2 for the NES. And Adventure Island 2 for Game Boy is just Adventure Island 3. So technically I already have this game, but it's in black and white, and actually, considering that I like handheld gaming a lot more, or at least I'm a huge fan of handheld gaming, I probably would have been fine with just that version, but it is always great to round out the NES games. And again, I might play this. It does suck that these games don't have means of saving, because it is just one of those game series that I want to really like sit down and play through and try and beat, just because honestly, the Adventure Island games, I might talk about this in another video, but the Adventure Island games, when I first tried out the first game, it's like, this is a really fun series. I don't really want to give away too much, because there is something kind of meaningful I would like to say about this series, as weird as that sounds. But I'll be getting to that in another video. But yeah, Adventure Island, it's a great little platforming series, as you can see there, riding on little dino buddies. When did this game come out? But yeah, riding little dino buddies before Mario, so that's really cool. But yeah, finally got Adventure Island 3. Really excited. Another game that I really needed to round out one of my collections is Doom 64. And yes, it came in the manual, with the manual. Unfortunately, this is not... this case didn't... I didn't get this case with the game, so I've got one loose N64 game in my collection now, but that was one I didn't have the manual for, and this one I got the manual with, so I just decided, okay, that's worth swapping it out. But yes, Doom 64 with the manual. I remember trying to play this game once, like years ago, and it was one of those, like, spur-of-the-moment, play it with a friend, because I had a friend that had an N64 before I got one. We were both adults at the time, so it was just one of those, our collections were really just starting out, so, yeah. And we didn't really quite understand the opening level, but it's one of those things where it's like, I know for a fact that if I actually sat down and focused on this game, I would actually be able to get through it properly and understand it, and yeah, really excited. It's not like a port of Doom 1 or Doom 2, it's its own unique thing, and that's honestly really, really cool. Next up, got another Harvest Moon game. I think this one may very well be it says Harvest Moon DS, so I'm pretty sure this is the very first Harvest Moon on the DS. And it's weird. I got the Island one. You saw that in a previous video, and I think that's the third on the DS. I'm not quite sure. The release lineup of some certain games with all the subtitles and whatnot are a little confusing. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, so I know about like weird release patterns, but I don't know. Something about looking at the Harvest Moon games, it's like, okay, I think I can understand which ones came in which order, but it is a little jarring the first time you see it. But yeah, it's the very first one. Comes complete. And I'm honestly thinking about grabbing a second 3DS just for the Life Sim games, because I got Harvest Moon. I got two Harvest Moons now. I've got Rune Factory, and I've got Animal Crossing. It's just one of those things where, like, I know that these you can sink a fuck ton of time into, but they're also like more so the quick pick up and play sessions when you don't have a ton of time. So they're either the sort of games you play when you're really busy, or when you or like you play them alongside something else if you have more time on your hands. Obviously, you can people can and have sunk like countless hours into just playing Harvest Moon games, and I mean, for crying out loud, Stardew Valley. But it's one of those things where like I feel like I would need like a dedicated 3DS just to play these life sim games, whether completely on its own or alongside another game I'm playing. And I think I'm also just trying to come up with excuses to get another 3DS so that I can get the Xenoblade port. Me and this collecting habit of mine. Next up, Armored Core Formula Front for the PSP. This is honestly really cool because during high school I was a big Armored Core fan. I still have yet to play Armored Core 6. It's I honestly don't know why. It's just one of those things. Like, is Armored Core Steam Deck compatible? I'm actually not sure. So I don't know exactly when I'll be getting around to that. But, I mean, I'm a huge PSP fan. Now, the thing is, apparently this is not like the rest of the Armored Core series. It's more like an arena fighter, which I do think there was another Armored Core game that is just straight up one-on-one arena combat rather than like the more elaborate missions. And honestly, like, as slightly disappointed as I am by that, I don't mind, because again, I like giant robots. I think just focusing on the customization and the combat and really nailing down your strategies is definitely enjoyable. And I actually did try playing I think it was Armored Core 3 when I was younger. I wasn't super familiar with extremely difficult games, but that one did kind of kick my ass, especially when I found out there are limited continues. So that one's going to need to be one I have to go back to and really, really figure out, really sink my teeth into. I have constantly seen a strategy guide for Armored Core 3 at a store that I frequent, so I might have to pick that one up. That'll probably be in a future video. But with all that said, I mean, again, I just like giant robots, mech combat. I'm a huge PSP fan, and this is the one that was made exclusively for the PSP. I would have needed it for the collection anyway. Once again, comes complete, although I'm always disappointed when there's no interior art for these types of games. But regardless, it's Armored Core. Armored Core is awesome. And finally, another major franchise, especially major on the PSP, and I finally have. Well, actually, no. I had the one on the Vita, but after only having 3, but Ys 7. And like I said, I did get the one on the Vita. You saw that in a previous video. But for the while, I only had Ys 3 on the Super Nintendo and on the PSP. But yeah, it was I mean, you all know this. Ys was it was an incredibly niche series for the longest time. Although Happy Console Gamer will shout its name from the rooftops. But then it got a huge resurgence, or at least a lot of games on the PSP. But it wasn't until 8 that it became an actually profitable series, and now there's just more games getting pumped out like as often as possible. And from what I've seen, from what Johnny has said, they're all really good. But I mean, like I keep saying, I'm a huge PSP fan, and this one always stuck out to me because it's not really one I hear talk about a lot. I mean, Ys 1 and 2, like that one, like Ys 1 was on the Master System, and then Ys 1 and 2 was on the TurboGrafx. Ys 1 and 2 got remade for the PSP, but also the DS. Ys 3 was a huge Super Nintendo game. Like that's one I've seen and heard many times about. So that one is the one I'm most familiar with, and the PSP remake of that. And then Ys 8 is where like everyone started talking about the Ys franchise. So Ys 7 always felt like the odd one out, or at the very least from my understanding of the franchise. But yeah, and this one not only being a completely original entry, not just a remake or reimagining, and it being a PSP exclusive, I definitely needed to check this one out, and I'm really excited to dig into it. I might want to get other games because from what I've seen, what I've noticed is that you are always playing as the same guy. It is all like Adol's adventure, one after the other. So I think I'm going to want to get Ys 1 and 2 for PSP before really digging into the series, because I do have 3, and I have Celceta on the Vita, and now I have 7. I might just, like, once I get Ys 1 and 2, I might just, like, really dive into the series on the PSP and Vita, and I don't know, just like really dig into it and maybe marathon the games. I mean, being on handhelds is easier to binge play because you can play wherever you want. You can play whenever you want. I just like handheld gaming. What can I say? I still need to do a video about that. But yeah. Oh, also, as I've shown, comes complete. And also, there's Ys 1 and 2 up there. But also, colored manuals. Don't you miss those? But yeah, Ys 7. Really excited. And that's it. Like I said, not a whole lot, but a lot of really cool stuff. And like I said, I got to talking with Jay, and there is going to hopefully be more Retropaloozas going forward, definitely in Houston. And I can't wait for the Where Are They Now video for Alphaomegasin. And I'm not expecting him to make a return to YouTube after that, but it would be a really nice thing to point to whenever someone's like, where's Alphaomegasin? If anyone even still cares about that. But as a fan and someone trying to carry on at least one of his video types, that's definitely just a nice thing to know is going to be happening. When? I have no idea. But it's happening. So, yeah, that was my trip to Retropalooza. It was only one day, but I got a lot out of it. I was only running off of 5 hours of sleep that day because I had to work the day before. But with all that, I am NerdRage36, and I'll see you later.